sincere support. We hope that RCSD and faculty social science will receive his guidance and also support for what we are doing with regard to our neighboring countries' friends. Just briefly to tell you about the history of ICBMS. We start
กลับมาที่มหาวิทยาลัยเชียงใหม่นะคะ
the
ทางดร
conference
ชยัน
on
วัฒนภูติซึ่งเป็นประธานการจัดงาน
conference
นะคะ
on Burma and Myanmar
กล่าว
studies since
ถึงการประชุมนะคะถึงพูดถึงที่มาของการประชุม
together with Chiang Mai
ที่เริ่มครั้ง
University
แรกใน
and
ปี
Mandalay University.
2013 ค่ะ
During that time, it was attended by 550 participants from mostly from Myanmar and from Thailand. The second, we moved the conference to organize it in Mandalay University, and also we were able to entertain
ถึง
500
การประชุม
participants.
นี้นะคะความเป็นมา
Then
ตั้งแต่ปี 2015 ค่ะ
on 2021, we plan to organize it in Chiang Mai, but
ปี 2015 จัดที่
our partner from Mandalay could not join because of the coup
จัด
d'etat.
ที่เชียงใหม่แล้วก็
But still, we have
จัดที่เชียงใหม่
around 400 or 500 people online.
หลัง
Right,
2017
so it was quite
จริงๆ
impressive
การประชุมที่
conference that we
เมียนมา
organized
เป็นรัฐบาลขึ้นจัดไม่ได้
despite this political situation in Myanmar. In
ซึ่งการจัดการ
2024,
เพราะว่า
we had
มีสถานการณ์การเมือง
organized a conference in
ที่
Chiang Mai
ค่ะ
by ourselves, around attended by 845. It's quite impressive participation from students, scholars from Myanmar, and friends of Myanmar and Thailand.
ซึ่งเป็น
Now
การเข้าร่วมที่น่า
for
ประ
the
ทับใจมากเพราะเป็นการประชุมที่
next conference after the
ของ
fourth
เมียน
one,
มาค่ะ
meaning this one, we also plan to organize it here in Chiang Mai without the support from Mandalay universities. So this time, I have been told that there are more than 900 participants who have registered, plus
ซึ่งครั้งนี้
few
มีผู้
more,
เข้าร่วมมากก
maybe
ว่า 900 คนค่ะ
1,000.
ซึ่งอาจจะมากกว่า 1,000
But
คน
when we plan for this particular ICBM 5, it was around the 5th years of coup d'etat. So our
การประชุมครั้งนี้จะมีขึ้น
queries is
หลังจากการ
between crisis and possibility. Voices for Myanmar's transformation, where this will go forward. So this is what we intend to use this theme for this
เสีย
particular
งจากพม่า
conference.
ในการต่างระหว่างวิกฤตและความเป็นไปได้
I think I would like to, I'll discuss about the between the crisis and possibility later, but just to show you that out of
ซึ่งอาจารย์ชยันน่าอยากจะชวนพูดคุยหัวข้อนี้
those who have submitted the abstract and papers, they include around 14 subthemes. For example, on power and proxy and contested resources, from protest to civil disobedience, legitimacy crisis, election and federalism, accountability, care at the front line, health and humanitarianism,
เรื่องของ
flight, survival and belonging,
มนุษยธรรม
extractivism and environment and climate change. Agrarian transition and food sovereignty, borderland capitalism, illicit economy, body in resistance, gender sexuality, creative resistance, art media, hidden work
ศึกษาชายแดนบทบาท
of
ของไทยในสภาพ
survival and
ความ
community
สำคัญ
resilience.
ตามที่เห็นในหน้าจอค่ะ
School under fire, education as resistant. researcher from the margin ethics and knowledge. So there are
รวมถึงเรื่องของการศึกษา
quite
ใน
impressive
ภาวะสงครามนะคะ schools under
topics
education
which belong to these subthemes of these ICDM S5. But the question is that we hope that these session will be able to help us to think forward how between crisis and possibility, how voices for Myanmar transformation can happen. But I am a bit concerned that if you go through all of these papers, you will find that most of the paper still work on or still deal with current situation and problem faced by people of Myanmar, particularly those who have to flee the country. For example, in the last 5 months or more, there are almost about the statistics tell us about 700,000 people who have left Myanmar to seek refuge in Thailand. So this is quite a big number. Yeah, so what happened to this? So we also would like to, so this is what I would like to spend some time with you, maybe to ask you to contribute more to make our conference meaningful and also answer what would happen between crisis and possibility. For Myanmar, the phrase captures the meaning of a prolonged interregnum. The term interregnum is academic term. I'm social scientist and anthropologist. So what we have seen, not only in the last 5 years, but more than that, we have a prolonged interregnum. So when the old regime is still there, and the new regime has not
เรื่องปัญหาในเมียนมานะคะจะมองเป็นสังคมศาสตร์และมนุษยาซึ่งก็เห็นว่า
So the coup 2010 produced not simply a political crisis, but a deeper breakdown of the old political order. Yet the new order that many people hope for example, federalism, federal, democratic, inclusive, and capable of respecting the diverse Myanmar, has not yet become consolidated. Myanmar therefore remains between the old order. So the old order cannot fully restore itself, while a new political community has not yet been contributed. So, but this interregnum should not be understood only as paralysis or tragedy. This is where possibility becomes important. The weakening of the established old political order also opened political space in which people reconsider fundamental question. What kind of country should Myanmar become? Who belongs to it? How should different ethnic, religious, territorial, and political communities live together? What should constitute legitimate authority? What kinds of relation between communities and the state should replace military domination? This is what we would like to hear, your discussion, your contribution on how we can get out of this interregnum. This shifts our emphasis from institutional design to a political imagination. Federal
และการเปลี่ยน
constitution,
แปลงครั้งนี้เป็นการออกแบบทางการเมืองและ
election,
จินตนาการทางการ
administrative
เมือง
structure, and territorial arrangement are important, but they cannot by
ในการ
but they cannot by themselves create a political
แบบ
community
ของรัฐชาติ
before or alongside the construction of institution. People must begin to imagine that they belong to a political world that they are willing to construct together. So political imagination in this sense does not require everyone to hold the same ideology. Karani, Karen, Kachin, Chinmon, Rakhine, Burma community in Anya, CDMers, young activists, women organization, local administrator, and many others may have different historical experience and their political aspiration. The crucial question is whether these different can
ท่านเรียนบอกว่าไม่
coexist
ว่าจะเป็นคนกะเห
with
รี่ย
a
ง
broader imagination of a shared political future.
นักศึกษาหรือว่าคนกลุ่มต่าง
So,
ๆจะอ
a
ยู่ร่วมกันอย่าง
political
ไร
economy, in my view, does not necessarily
ความฝัน
arise
การ
because everyone become identical and agree on everything. It can emerge when different struggles began to recognize something in one another. Opposition to the military domination, demand for identity, dignity, local autonomy, equality, justice, protection of land and resources, all the rights to participate in discussions affecting one's community. These connections may gradually create a sense of being without eliminating difference. The important point, however, is that such a we does not yet exist in Myanmar. It should therefore cannot be assumed. It is precisely the political problem of the interaction. I formulate this central question, something like this. How can the prolonged interaction be transformed from a condition of fragmentation, violence and uncertainty into a moment in which the diverse people of Myanmar can imagine themselves as participants in the new political economy? This makes political imagination itself as a political process. It can develop through experience of cooperation, mutual recognition, collective suffering, resistant local governance, dialogue and everyday practice in living together. Some of these processes are already occurring from below, but they remain fragmented, uneven, and sometimes contradictory. I would like to invite you to take a look at a publication which came out 2 days ago. It's called the Reimagined Community. It's edited by our colleague online, based upon data collected from Anya. Anya is the middle of Myanmar, dry zone. So it was an important distinction between imagining a future state and imagining a political communities. So Myanmar actors have produced many proposals for federalism and democracy, yet the federal state can be designed on paper without creating solidarity among them. Why should different people want to construct a common political future? So that I think give much greater meaning to the title of this conference called Myanmar's prolonged interaction between crises
ซึ่ง
and
สถานการณ์ในเมียนมานั้นก็มีผล
crisis
ต่อรัฐบา
refer
ลไทยและป
to
ระ
a
เทศไทยค่ะ
disintegration of old political order, fragmented authority, violence, displacement, and inability to any actor to establish a legitimate national order. Possibility refer to the optimism that new order will automatically emerge, but to the historical opening in which new relationship, identities, institutions, and understanding of political community can be imagined. So the way out of this political interaction is not simply a defeat of one political actor or the drafting of another constitution. It requires a difficult construction of new political imagination, a shared sense of political belonging, capable of embracing
แต่ว่า
profound
มีการออก
differences.
เท้าอีกครั้งนี้อาจจะ
So this is the
มี
message
กา
I
ร
would
เข้า
like
ถึง
to
ใหม่แต่ว่าจริงๆแล้วมัน
make
ต้อง
you
เกิด
ask
การ
you
ส
to
รุป
think through of how this conference, particularly ICBMS number 5, not only talk about the past problems, the current problems, but how we can go forward. What is the
ใน
way
การประ
out
ชุมครั้งนี้ไม่ได้
for
พูดถึงเรื่อง
this
ของอดีตพม่าแต่จะมอง
political
ไปข้างหน้าทาง
interaction?
ออกวิกฤตของพม่าค่ะ
And of course, this is, we can look at the model, I call it the reimagined communities in Anya, or Anya model. And second, please also look forward to the keynote speaker for tomorrow morning. Professor Jun Boras is my colleague, and he will talk about this issue on, maybe not exactly on the way out of the political interaction, but he will use his analysis on the issue of resource management or resource governance and how the political imagination can maybe emerge and also how we can build federalism and common resource governance from below. So I hope that you will enjoy the next 3 days conference, particularly the plenary sessions, very important, which talks about not only the current situation but the future of Myanmar, the challenges in the humanitarian crisis, and most importantly at the moment is the rare earth mining. We have about 3 plenary sessions and
เรียนพูดถึงเรื่องปัญ
panel
หาเมือง
discussion
แร่
on
ไดเออร์ที่
rare
ข
earth
ยาย
mining, and of course
ที่รับ
on
ผล
the
กระทบซึ่งเป็นประ
humanitarian
ชาชน
and health issues
ไทยเป็น
that
ห่ว
are
งมากที่สุด
facing
จะเข้าไปช่วยเหลือทางมนุษยธรรม
friends from Myanmar at the border.
บริเวณชายแดน
So please forgive me for my long introduction of the conference, and I hope that you all enjoy discussion, meeting with friends, and get some ideas and imagination on how we can get out of this political interaction. Thank you very much. ช่วยกันในการทำว่าทำให้เกิดขึ้นอย่างไรค่ะที่เกิดขึ้นค่ะ
Thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Chaya Watanabudi, for your remarks and for reminding us of the spirit and purpose of the conference. So now we will take a coffee break. The coffee break is available to all participants. and is being served on the first and also the second
ค่ะนี่ก็
floor.
เป็น
Please enjoy
การกล่าวนะคะของอาจารย์ชยันซึ่งเป็นประธานผู้จัดงานนะเดี๋ยวเราจะกลับมาติดตามการประชุมนะซึ่งก็ถือว่าเป็นการประชุมทางวิชาการนะคะที่มีการพูดคุยนะคะเกี่ยวกับสถานในเมียนมาที่น่าสนใจทีเดียวค่ะ